you want to learn how we built this, stay tuned. My name is Mike with the Self-Made Homestead, and this gem right here is the Pocket Rocket, a gravity-fed triple fuel rocket stove. It runs on pellets, it runs on brush, twigs, and timber, and it runs on charcoal. Stay tuned. What is up, Self-Made Homestead family? It's the kid Mike May signing in live and direct from the Self-Made Homestead. Hey, in our last video, I showed you how we made this thing flame on in a snowstorm. In today's video, we're gonna trim it out and make all the modifications necessary to make this dual fuel for real. We were running it on twigs and brush in the last video. By the end of this video, we're gonna be burning it out with pellets. In fact, it's loaded with pellets right now. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we take you on a journey to turn this into something that is truly one of a kind. Spoiler alert, I hope you like trains. All right, so for today's video, I went ahead and chopped off a piece of that 3.5-inch square back there, and I mitered it because I'm gonna need that for the front damper. Now, in order to regulate the smoke and the flame, you're gonna need to make the oxygen mix at a rate that you can control. So I'm putting a damper on the front end. This is the intake. So, quick overview of a rocket stove, okay? In case you were missing the overall purpose. That is the intake. Air comes in there. Combustion happens here. Fuel is loaded here. 3 things for fire: fuel, air, spark, right? Those are the 3 things that make combustion. Then the fire comes up here, okay? So I'm gonna put a damper here. We're gonna put a lid there. I'm gonna put a handle back here, and I'm probably gonna put a handle here because this thing is heavy. Also, for style points, if you notice, the cook grate is recessed by about 1 inch. I did that so that this thing won't just fall off, okay? It'll be easy to put on, but I don't want it to rock out once it's loaded. So in addition to this frame, I'm building a 1-inch square tube grate on top of that. So it'll extend the burner out so you can use larger items like a tray or a cast iron skillet, or even a piece of cast iron flat top like a griddle. So you can make pancakes on this thing. But the key to that is the layout. So stay tuned to the end and we'll get it going. I might even cook something with this and the catch and cook. If you watch that video, I built a propane grill and fryer out of a Fat 50 ammo can. So here we go. Step 1, we're gonna go ahead and lay out this damper. Gonna need a hinge here and a hinge here because you want that to close tight so that air can't escape in the form of smoke. You want to direct this, okay? You want it to go out the stack so your fire goes that way, all right? So let's get the layout going. For the damper lid, for the hopper lid, we're gonna use flat strap. For the damper, we're gonna use this piece of mitered square tube here. That's 3.5 square that I mitered. All right, so let's get to work. Okay, so I just installed the hopper lid. It looks like this. Bam, okay? And it's level with the top of that grate, which is huge. I wanted to make sure we had clearance as well. Let me show you that. See that? We've got clearance. Okay, so next item of business after this closes. See, now we can load it, close that, prevent draft. Okay, it'll force the smoke up the stack and not over the fuel. Now we're gonna install the damper, and to do that, what we're gonna do is use this piece of mitered square tube and some flat strap. I'm gonna tack it on the insides here, and I'm gonna leave that gap there so that there's still intake, okay? That's gonna be important because I'm gonna hinge this as well, and this is gonna be where the hinge sits, and then it will open against this. We're gonna do some more chain work here shortly, but I'll get that going after I fab it. But what's gonna happen, I'm gonna put a piece of 3/8 rod back here somewhere, and then I'm gonna weld a chain to the top part of this, or probably to the bottom here, that will allow you to adjust the way that opens, all the way anywhere in between and closed. So that's how that's gonna work. I'll check back in a second. All right, so the handles are in. That one is a full grip, and that's 3/4 square. Also, the damper is in. So, when you're using brush or twigs or any kind of branches, the airflow here being wide open is perfect. But when you're using pellets, you need to force the air a little bit better. So I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to have a breaking point, and I will check back after we test fire it. But I'm pretty sure that'll make us go. Stay tuned, because the next part is a test fire. I don't know if it's ever been done. I have no idea if it's ever been done before, but I just decided that I want to make this thing a charcoal and wood dual fuel stove. Mainly because when exposed to the elements, pellets expand and become really hard to burn. But look at that. That's a mixture of both. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's my breath. It's cold outside. But look at that. And look. Choo-choo train damper. Bam, open that up. Watch it go. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but I'm doing it now. So you'll be able to run my rocket stove off of charcoal briquettes and brush and timber. Look at the flame coming off of that bad boy. Look at it go. I bet you could cook something off of that. Look, it's pitch black out, okay? I'm gonna come back in the morning and do the grate modification, and then I'm gonna cook something on it. Breakfast. Stay tuned. There she is, y'all. A true triple fuel rocket stove, brought to you by the Self-Made Homestead. I put out a short yesterday, but you guys are about to see, I'm about to make dinner on this thing. It's a barbecue in the sense that it'll run off of charcoal. It's a smoker because it'll run off of pellets. And it's a rocket stove because it'll run off of brush, timber, twigs, and wood scraps that you would find at a campsite. So I've given it a quick once over in high temp black. There's a quick pan. Okay. Oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, that's the bait shop running in the background. That cord is running to my inverter. She's 100% off grid now if you watch that bike generator video. Anyway, that's that buzz you hear in the background. So let's talk more about this. So I took a donor grate from my R2D2, or my baby Weber as I like to call it, and I made that grate have some extensions. Now, those pieces of angle iron are there so that I can put a large cast iron skillet on this thing and use the elevation that profile provides to get the heat evenly distributed enough to heat the cast iron. So it'll hold a large cast iron pot. It will hold all kinds of meat on the grill. And in future videos, I'll use this grate as a surface for the hot water that I'm going to circulate and make a hot water heater off of this stove. So stay tuned for that. That's not the last time you're gonna see the pocket rocket in a video. We got more content for you to show you how to turn one of these not only into a cook surface, but into something that'll purify water and heat water when the power goes out. Additionally, I took one of the smoke trays from the R2-D2 and I made this. This is the lid. I used a couple of bolts and nuts that I had. And so basically that sits like that, turns it into a barbecue. Check this out. Just turn that and there's a smokestack in there. So the next scene you're gonna see is me running this thing to cook dinner. I think I'm gonna do some grilled chicken on this thing tonight. All in, I'm pretty excited. Looks like this when you're all in. So take the lid off real quick. Put the grate back up here. I welded some nuts in to get some height for it. It's really hard to do inverted, but there you go. Okay, then you throw the lid up. Bam, there she is, y'all. Because I'm OCD, I'll probably end up high temping that in matte black because I don't like the gloss. But for today's video, and because I'm starving, I'm gonna go ahead and cook with this. Stay tuned. And that's what she looks like outside. Okay, so real quick, open the hopper, set it up against that. You'll watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just to show you how much fuel this thing conserves. All right, that's 5. We're gonna take the lid off. Here's a better overhead angle of that, but you just twist that to adjust the heat out of it. Take the lid off. Okay, and I'll come around the back. That's the ignition port. Pull that tray open. If you look in there, see the coals right there? Watch this. Close this, and then I'll give you an ignition shot. Okay, so I got the propane torch running on those briquettes. Instant ignition because we're running the match light. Once those get going, I'm gonna throw some pellets on it. But watch this. Watch the flame jump out. I gotta take this off now. So not only does it conserve fuel, but it conserves your briquettes. You saw me put 5 in there. I'll be able to cook an entire meal off of 5 briquettes. And because of this hopper, I can load that whole thing through if I wanted to keep this thing warm at night. Say I wanted to have a campfire or keep my tent hot. I'd be able to do that with maybe 15 briquettes. I counted last night and it burned about 3.5 hours off of this. And that's with the damper closed. By the way, that's what I was calling the choo-choo damper. I made this thing look like a train. I've always liked trains. Anyway, so that damper's got holes in it in the face, but I can open it and adjust different heights as well. So with it closed, this thing gets pretty good ventilation. And next, I'm gonna throw some chicken on here. Here we go. All right, we're underway. The vent's working. Let me take this off, have a gander. Left-handy flip. I'd say that's a success, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, mash that subscribe button, and I hope this has inspired you to take your power back. My name is Mike with the Self-Made Homestead. I'm about to make dinner because I'm starving. Until next time, I'll see you.